Greetings, YouTube. Anyone watching this video is aware that we live in the age of information. It's a good thing that all of the people growing up in this age, the current student population, become as deeply immersed in computer technology as possible, because that's going to be what runs the world in the future, because it pretty much runs the world now. And a lot of school systems have adopted a digital initiative type of program where students are issued school provided laptops, which they use in school and these at home. I'm a big supporter of this idea because it makes the playing field even, because a lot of students just don't have the money. Their parents cannot buy them a laptop. It means that every student has access to the same resources, and there are resources online that you cannot find anywhere else. Now, I am also a big proponent of actual physical libraries. I love books. I want people to make sure they always have access to books. I'm not a big believer in e-books as a replacement for physical books. I consider them a supplement and a useful tool, but not a replacement. But along with this digital initiative kind of a concept, there comes certain behaviors and guidelines that have to be followed. And why am I talking about this? Well, it appears that there is a school district in Pennsylvania, Lower Marion School District, which is currently being sued in the case Blake J. Robbins versus Lower Marion School District of Pennsylvania. The reason they're being sued is because that there is monitoring software on the laptops issued to the students, and this monitoring software allows the school to take pictures with the laptop's webcam of the students without the students' knowledge. Now, if this took place during school hours, I personally would find that still distasteful, but since the child is under observation by teachers, administrators, what have you, there is no assumption of privacy in school. So, it would be okay in my book. Again, I may not like it, but I could understand the reasoning behind it. It would also be helpful if the students were aware of this feature. Again, that acts as a deterrent. But the students weren't aware of this feature. It gets better, however, because the schools were monitoring the students' behavior, activities, while they were at home, off school property, in their private residences, under the care of their legal guardians. And that steps over the line like it's wearing 7-league boots. That is absolutely insane. Now, while the students in school, the administration system is essentially the stand-in parent. But not when they're at home. Parents are in charge of their children. Those children should not be spied upon, essentially a wiretap situation, without their knowledge. Heck, I know people who use laptops while sitting on the computer at the toilet. Laptop in their lap, cruising the web while they're on the can. Who's going to say what kind of pictures were snapped by these cameras? What kind of pictures are on the system's computer back at the school? And if just one of those images is moderately suggestive, every single person involved in this process should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and they'll probably be found guilty and sent to jail. And then they're going to end up on a Megan's list, which means that they're never going to be able to teach again. And frankly, this is a good thing, because this was not one person making this decision. This wasn't a rogue individual that woke up one day and said, hey, I'm going to monitor kids today. No, multiple people were involved in this decision. Committees, memos were issued, things were signed. This took place over time. This was not a snap decision. But, to my mind, almost as bad as this, because that's pretty horrible, is the reason this came to light. And the reason it came to light is that a child was disciplined for, and I'm quoting, improper behavior in his home. Improper behavior in his home? When did school administrators decide they have the right to decide what is proper or improper behavior for a student in their private home under the care of their guardians? Somebody has a really inflated sense of how important they are. Okay, you have an expectation of privacy in your home. And a school administrator is a member of the local government, which means the government doesn't get to poke into your private house unless they have a warrant. Now, not surprising, this is a class action suit being brought against the school district for every single student that ever had access to one of these computers. That's a good thing. I hope that all of these kids get a free college education on the school district's dime. And I hope that money comes from the salaries of all the people involved who will then be fired. And I want them prosecuted. They have violated the Fourth Amendment. They have invaded people's homes. They may have collected child pornography. So I don't understand how any of this can be viewed as a good thing. Now, there are going to be people who say, oh, if you don't have anything to hide, bull. You stick a camera in my house without my knowledge? You're lucky I don't take a baseball bat to every single one of those laptops. It's just stunning. I read this, I had to read the article like twice before I realized that it was serious. It was not an Onion article, that it wasn't just being done for jokes and giggles. But I've seen too many references online for this. Lots of different places are covering this particular news piece. I'm going to put a link in here where I'd originally seen it from the website Boing Boing. But this is stunning. So any parents out there, if your school has issued your child a laptop, call the school administrators now. Find out if they have the ability to monitor your child's computer on or off campus. And if they do, get them to disable that feature. And if they won't, return the laptop. While being a part of the information age is important, having your privacy invaded like this is not worth it.